All right, first up, let's begin with a big breaking update as far as when it comes to the supreme win for India and the Indian investigative agencies. The 26/11 terror attack, as far as the accused in the case is concerned, Tahawwur Rana, he is set to be extradited after the US top court has rejected Rana's plea. Indian jails are now ready to welcome Tahawwur Rana. He's likely to be kept in Tihar, and preparations, we are told, are currently underway as well. Let's get in a word from Bhavtosh, who's joining us live right now. Bhavtosh, good morning. What are we learning through sources as far as the investigative agencies are concerned? We are told that there is a multi-agency team from India that has also gone to the US.
Yes, Amita, in fact, good morning. This team has gone to US. They were just waiting for the Supreme Court order. And this order came just a day back. And once that order came, armed with the surrender warrant, which was issued on 15th of February by the Secretary of State, the team will now speak with the authorities in US and also with the Indian Embassy in Washington. And they will now make every effort to bring back Tahawwur Rana. Now, Tahawwur Rana, since June 2020, is lodged in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Los Angeles. He made every possible effort to stop his extradition. In fact, the matter first went to the district court and from there to the federal court and then twice in the Supreme Court. But now decks have been cleared. The question is by when he will be back in India. There are reports that he will be back by today, but this could be a private jet that will be going to US, which will have officers not only from NIA. NIA is the agency that have filed the charge sheet in Delhi court, and then subsequently that matter went to US, and with in fact all the papers were vetted, and also officers from RNDW and from Intelligence Bureau. His security is one of the most paramount issue here, and this private aircraft will also need to be refueled. That refueling will in fact happen in Germany, in Frankfurt actually, and because it will be a long haul flight, it will take over 20 hours. The question is by when he will be back in India. Now, agencies are very tight-lipped about this entire issue, so one can expect him to be back very shortly. Now, we did manage to check the website of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. It states that he is still in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Los Angeles, but we are in fact we are in touch with all authorities in India. But what we have been told that he will be back very shortly in India, and because the court has in fact asked for all documents back in Delhi.
This is coming after the US top court rejected Tahawwur Rana's plea against his extradition. Remember, time and again he had made multiple appeals to stop his extradition in any way, but all of these attempts that have failed and preparations that are underway in Tihar, what we are told that he will be kept in the Indian jail as far as when it comes to his extradition is now concerned. Breaking another angle, what we are learning through top sources as far as the multi-agency team that has already left for the US, as Bhavtosh was pointing out, the team that has left from India and for the US, what we are learning that this is a multi-agency team from India that has gone. All paperwork and legalities that are now being completed with the US authorities, with a very high possibility that Tahawwur Rana could be extradited shortly. Now, these developments that now we are looking at as far as every legal option, Bhavtosh, that was taken on by Tahawwur Rana. However, all of those attempts failed. He will be extradited, and we are looking for justice, especially for the victims of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks to happen.
Yes, Samita, finally justice for the families, victims of 26/11. It was a most dastardly terror attack in the world. Tahawwur Rana did plead that he was not anyway linked to 26/11, but the fact remains it was Tahawwur Rana. He was the one who provided cover to David Headley Coleman, and it was a planning that took place 2 years back. It was in 2006 that the planning took place, and in 2011, NIA prepared a very charge sheet in which the role of Tahawwur Rana was explained in detail, in which Tahawwur Rana was the one who provided cover to David Headley Coleman. It was his immigration business that was set up in Mumbai. And then subsequently he carried out reconnaissance of various places, not only in Mumbai. Remember, Amita, it is not only in Mumbai that he carried out reconnaissance. It was in Delhi, Jaipur and Pune and various other places that this reconnaissance was done. He was also in touch with Lashkar-e-Toiba Chief Hafiz Saeed, with Zakir Rahman Lakhvi, with Major Sajid, with other players as far as this case is questioned. But coming back to the question by when he will be back, agencies are very tight-lipped because of security reasons. we had already broken the story that all papers pertaining to 2611, the court has already said that these papers have now been called in by the court, NIA court in Delhi, and they have been, in fact, been asked to be submitted in Delhi court. So for all practical purposes, he will be kept in Delhi prison and trial will take place here. And the agencies for the first time will speak to someone who is directly linked to 2611. Already two individuals, as far as this case is concerned, have faced trial. One is Ajmal Kasab, who got the death sentence, and the other one is Abu Jundal, who was in fact deported from Saudi Arabia. He's facing trial. He's lodged in Author Road prison. So he's the third person who will be brought back to India. The question is by when. Agencies are saying very shortly. They have not given any timeline, whether it is today, tomorrow, or in a week's time. So one can expect him to be back in India to face trial, but he is someone who is closely linked, very closely linked to 2611.
All right. Srinjoy is also connected with us. This is going to be a big development there, Srinjoy, as far as when it comes to extradition of Tahawwur Rana is concerned. He's likely to be kept in the custody of the NIA. But speaking of his extradition, does it mark a significant diplomatic victory also for India?
Yes, undoubtedly. This is a very major step. And this is a clear case. There is nothing else here except the fact that all these legal hurdles had to be overcome. The Americans are on the same page. They know that Rana was responsible for 2611. They know that a lot of people died, and several were American citizens. That's something America has not forgotten. All the people who died in 2611, some of them were American citizens. And this is something America has been very, very clear about. So if someone is responsible for 2611 and has killed American citizens, well, he has to pay the price. And in this case, there has been no diplomatic problem vis-a-vis America and India. There have been legal issues, legal hurdles to cross. Every effort was made by Tahawwur Rana, but at the end of the day, he should be back in India soon, ready to face trial. And let's not forget how many years it has taken for India to get Rana.
And that's the point there, Bhavtosh, how many years it has taken for India to get Tahawwur Rana back with the legal roadblocks that have now been removed. He's all set to be brought back to the Indian soil. But when it comes to the deadliest terror strikes in recent history, the critical question, Bhavtosh, still remains. Who in Pakistan actually received, when it comes to Tahawwur Rana's information, the classified information, that he was in the know, his offices apparently that were being used when it comes to the terror mastermind and also when it comes to the planning of the terror attack?
Amita, if we go by the charge sheet that was filed in 2011, it's a very detailed charge sheet that does not mince any words. It said that Lashkar-e-Toiba, the army of God, which in fact is not only planning to carry out terror attacks in India but across the globe. And it also mentions that the investigation in this case is still on. One can expect NIA to again question Tahawwur Rana, to in fact question him in detail and again get the conspiracy out as far as this case is concerned. Remember, this is not a terror attack in which local players were involved. It's an international conspiracy. It's an international terror attack in which individuals not only in Pakistan were involved but across the globe. Now we are looking at a case in which people people in Spain provided information. Since we procured it in Italy. And then this entire conspiracy took place. I will just add briefly that Sajid Mir, an ISI agent, came to attend a cricket match, India-Pakistan cricket match, on a fake passport in 2005. So that's the kind of planning that happened for a terror attack that took